What if I told you that one different outcome in World War II could have created a completely different world today? No Allied victory, no Cold War as we know it, no modern world as we recognize it. Instead, imagine a timeline where Germany actually won World War II. To understand how that could happen, we need to go back to 1939. At the time, Germany was rebuilding its military faster than most countries expected. Many leaders believed another major war could still be avoided. But behind the scenes, Europe was moving toward a crisis. When war finally began, Germany shocked the world with its speed. Countries expected long battles. Instead, entire regions fell in weeks. Suddenly, Germany looked almost unstoppable. Then came one of the biggest surprises of the war. France, one of Europe's strongest powers, fell far faster than anyone expected. Across the world, people began asking a frightening question. Could Germany actually win? At that moment, the answer seemed more possible than ever. Britain stood alone, separated from the continent by only a narrow stretch of water. Meanwhile, Germany controlled more territory than it had ever controlled before. To many observers, it looked like Germany was on the edge of total victory. But history was about to reach a turning point, because the next decisions would determine whether Germany lost the war or won it.
Because the next decisions would determine whether Germany lost the war or won it.
In our timeline, Germany made several costly mistakes. But in this alternate reality, things happened differently. Instead of rushing into risky decisions, German leaders focus on long-term strategy. Resources are conserved, supplies remain stable, production keeps growing. Month after month, Germany becomes stronger instead of weaker. Meanwhile, rival nations begin facing unexpected problems of their own. Suddenly, the balance of power starts shifting. By 1942, the world looks very different from the one we know. More countries fall under German influence, changing the future of Europe. New alliances begin forming as governments try to adapt to the new reality. For the first time, a German victory no longer seems impossible. Across the Atlantic, America watches these events with growing concern. Every new report raises the same question. What happens if Germany actually wins? By now, the possibility is no longer just a theory. Entire governments begin preparing for a future nobody expected. The world enters a period of uncertainty unlike anything before. And then, a major breakthrough changes everything. Suddenly, Germany gains an advantage that shapes the course of history. From this point forward, events move toward a completely different ending. And in this alternate world, Germany is now closer to victory than ever before.
In this alternate timeline, the war reaches a dramatic turning point. Month after month, Germany continues gaining ground while its enemies struggle to keep up. Military planners around the world realize something shocking. Germany might actually win. For years, victory seemed impossible. Now it feels almost inevitable. One by one, nations begin accepting the new reality. Across Europe, governments rush to adapt before it's too late. People wake up to headlines they never imagined possible. The balance of power that shaped the world for centuries suddenly disappears. A completely new era begins. By the end of the war, Germany stands as the most powerful nation on Earth. But winning the war turns out to be easier than controlling the peace. Millions of people now live under a system completely different from the one we know today. Borders are redrawn, alliances disappear, entire countries are transformed. The world map hanging in your classroom today would look completely different. Even the names of major countries might not be the same. And that's when the next question appears. If Germany controls Europe, what happens to America? Because the future of the United States may be about to change forever. If Germany wins the war, America faces a world unlike anything it expected. For decades, the United States expected a different future. But now, an entirely new global superpower dominates the world stage. America is still powerful, but no longer stands alone at the top. Every major decision suddenly becomes more complicated. Trade routes change, alliances change, global influence changes. The question is no longer who won the war. The question becomes who controls the future. And that future could look very different from our own timeline. Even technology might evolve differently. The race for advanced science becomes one of the most important battles on Earth. Computers, rockets, and communication systems may follow completely different paths. Some inventions could appear earlier than expected. Others might never appear at all. And then comes one of the biggest questions in human history. Would there still be a Cold War? Would there still be a space race? Or would the entire modern world follow a completely different timeline? By now, we're no longer changing history. We're changing the future itself.
Now let's jump forward to the year 2026, in a world where Germany won World War II. At first glance, the planet looks familiar. But look closer, and everything starts to feel different. The borders aren't the same. The alliances aren't the same. Even the balance of global power has changed. In this timeline, Europe became the center of global politics for generations. Major decisions affecting the world are made in entirely different capitals. America remains powerful. But America no longer dominates the world in the same way. The race for influence continues decade after decade, and technology follows a different path. Some inventions arrive years earlier than they did in our reality. Others never become popular at all. Even the race into space unfolds differently. The first footprints beyond Earth may belong to completely different nations. Entire generations grow up believing this version of history is normal. Most people never realize how different their world could have been. And that's what makes alternate history so fascinating. Because one different outcome in the past can completely transform the future.